And now, Legal Perspective with Nick Clekis.
He's a trusted voice in the legal space, a well-known figure in the Low Country, and a familiar presence right here on Fox 24 News Now. Week after week, Clekis Law Firm has helped guide us through the ins and outs of the legal system. But today, we're setting down the briefcase to learn more about the man behind the firm. Nick, great to have you here with us. And I just want to take a moment to thank you for your insights and for bringing Allie Menegakis on the show. You guys have really provided us, myself, and our audience with so much information.
Thank you.
Every conversation I leave with knowing more than I came in with. So we appreciate you a lot. And I want to talk about what first drew you to law. Did you always want to become a lawyer?
Well, even as a little kid, I was always told I had the gift of gab, but I didn't know that I would use it in a professional way. No, I moved to Charleston after growing up in New York, but my family had ties to Charleston from when I was a little kid. So we spent every summer down here. I always had designs on going to the Citadel. I ended up at the College of Charleston. And while I was at the College of Charleston, I worked at the president's office there, and they said, why don't you go to law school? And I was like, I don't know, maybe. And I applied, I got in, and then, got a great job here with Morris, Duffy & Boone, and moved back here, and it's been success all the way around.
Yeah. And you worked at a few big firms and then branched out and created Clekis Law Firm. What made you want to create your own?
Well, some of the firms that I worked at were the best there in Charleston, and well established, and I thank them for the education they gave me. There's one firm that I worked for that's not on my resume, but it really turned me off how they were running the practice, and I said, I can do better, and I said, I'm going to hang my own shingle, and either I'm going to make it or I won't. And I hung my own shingle, and at that time, I did a little bit of everything. I was doing entertainment law, I was doing corporations, I was probably doing things I shouldn't have been doing. And then I ended up narrowing it down to really the big three, which was family law, criminal defense, and personal injury. I eventually stopped doing family law, which was one of the happier days of my career, just because it's a lot of work and it's very emotional, and hired associates to do it. It's a valuable service to provide to the community, because people are at their financial and emotional worst. And I'm glad that I had that experience, but then I focused on the criminal defense and the personal injury, and personal injury is not just auto accidents, products liability, it's workers' comp, it's dog bites, it's slip and falls, it's all kinds of stuff that comes under that umbrella.
And something that I find interesting, and I don't know if this is commonly found in the legal space, but you also spent time as a judge and a little bit on the prosecution end of things. So talk to me about that. Yeah,
so the bar allows you to do part-time stuff to help service the community, and so I was Folly Beach prosecutor for a while, and that was rewarding. I have a condo out there, and it was nice to be out there and have the surfboard and be a prosecutor. And at the same time, I had designs on becoming a judge, and later on in my career, Senator Sandy Sen asked the governor to appoint me to the bench, and I became a part-time magistrate, still running my practice on the side, and then I became a bond court judge and a small claims court judge for a while, and that was a great experience, but there was a lot of work.
I'm sure. But all of those experience, I feel like, crafted you into this incredible lawyer that you are.
Thank you. Nice you.
And when you're not practicing law, you're an avid musician. You play the organ and sing part-time in a band. So have you always been into music?
I've always been into music, yeah. I've always loved it. And even growing up in New York, this is the anniversary of Watkins Glen, when the Allman Brothers and the Grateful Dead in 1973 had 650,000 people come, bigger than Woodstock. And so, it's always been a part. I'm not a great keyboardist, and I'm not a great singer, but I do the best I can, and we have fun at it. And,
and what's the band called?
We are the Backwater Brothers.
What sets Clekis Law Firm apart from others in the Low Country?
I hate to see all the lawyer advertising that's going on TV. I know it's part of the profession now, and I know I'm on there and I'm on here. I mean, I get that. It's a necessary evil these days if you want to do personal injury. But I think what sets us apart is that we really do care about our clients. We really do practice law. We'll do your property damage for free. We'll make sure that you get in a rental. We make sure your health comes first and that you get the proper medical treatment before we ever let you sign a release. We'll reduce our fee to make sure that we don't end up with more money than you. We really care about our clients. We have so many people that come back to us and refer people to us over and over and over. We get more business from referrals from friends, family, and previous clients than we do from, you know, I hate to say it, from TV.
Yeah,
really
I mean, hey, and that speaks volumes, and you guys really do care, and like I said earlier, it is always a pleasure having you guys
Thank
on,
you.
And for any of your legal needs, Clekis.com is where you can go. 843-9000000. Nick, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Thank you for asking.
We're back in 2 minutes.
This has been Legal Perspective with Nick Clekis.